everybody, it's Big Rat. Actually, yeah, let's go with it. I have a special guest today. You'll introduce his name, but let's do a comparison first. Big Rat 310 with
SurvivorSeries07.
the upstage. Okay, well, we're both going to make a Wildcard playoff thoughts, so we thought we should make this one together. And obviously, some people want to see my certain reaction to one team winning. And actually, I'll save that for last, even though it was the first game. So let's go to the Cowboys and the Eagles. Oof. But wait, before we do that, let me say, besides the Cardinals-Packers, which was an excellent game, possibly the highest scoring game of all time, I think. I can't remember another one.
It was the highest, most scoring game in playoff history.
That's amazing. But every other game sucked. I'll be straightforward with you. All the games were unenjoyable, blowouts. So many teams are just... Unless you'd like to see certain players collapse, then the games really weren't interesting. Okay, let's get to the Eagles at the Cowboys. Okay, my prediction was the Eagles will win because I think the Cowboys have beaten them twice this year. And I don't see any... It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. It's in Dallas. Philadelphia plays very well in Dallas. And it's the playoffs. It's the Cowboys. They've only lost, I think, 6 or 7 times in the last 10 years. So I didn't trust them. Obviously, I was wrong. What did you pick, Seth?
Well, I never made a prediction video, but straight up honestly, you gotta believe I picked the Cowboys. The reason being was there was so much pressure on the Cowboys. First of all, Wade Phillips knew that if he lost this game, his job was toast. Jerry Jones is not going to stand for his brand new stadium to be christened with another playoff loss. Tony Romo has to shut up the media about how he can play in the playoffs. This game, in my opinion, meant a lot more to the Cowboys than the Eagles. Plus, the Cowboys are playing better ball, so I picked the Cowboys. But nonetheless, it really was a blowout, just like the game at Week 16. No different Eagle team, really.
It wasn't really, and everyone was literally looking forward to this game. Everyone thought this would be the best game out of the 4, even though I knew all along the Cardinals-Packers were going to be the best. But a lot of people really wanted to see this, and and also, apparently, what's his name? Mark Cuban was really pissed off because the Dallas Mavericks, I believe, had a home game, and they were mad that the NFL scheduled the Cowboys game during that time because the Cowboys were also at home. First of all, let me say, Mark Cuban, the NFL does not have to wait around the NBA schedule, okay? And they are the prime, like we have discussed, they are the prime mainstream sports company in this decade. They should not have to wait around through your schedule. Tough shit. Everyone thought this would be the best playoff game, so they scheduled it at the best time, Saturday night at 8:30. But anyways, wasn't really an interesting game. Did you enjoy it?
No, I really did enjoy it, but you know what? It was nice finally to see the Cowboys finally get that win, and Jerry Jones can finally sleep peacefully after 13 years.
Well, seeing as how I personally believe, not only do I think they're going to go any farther, they're never going to have a home game for the rest of the playoffs, because I don't think they'll win. First of all, I don't think they can beat the Vikings, and second of all, I don't think the Cardinals might beat. Actually, I'll get to that later, but I just don't think they can't beat the Vikings. So uninteresting game. I had Donovan McNabb, Deshaun Jackson, and Brent Selleck in my fantasy playoff. They all did horribly. Fucking sucked. Whatever. Next, what was next? Ravens at the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
What a game! The game was horrible, but oh my god, it was for fans of teams in the AFC East, for fans of anybody, the Patriots are the most hated team in the NFL. This must have been an awesome game to watch. Don't you agree?
Me being a Jet fan, you know, I did not get more pleasure from watching this game than watching the Jets win their game. You know, honestly, I mean, it was a blowout. You know, the Patriots tried to come back in the end, but, you know, honestly, Wes Welker really did hurt that team. I believe he's more important to that team than Randy Moss. Tom Brady also, though, I believe is hurt. You know, Tom Brady did not play like Tom Brady. I believe the ribs thing and his arm thing, he really is hurt.
I think, though, even with Welker, I still think they would have lost. It would not have been this bad. It would not have been 33-15. But like, you can just see Brady making bad decisions, the fumble, the Ray Rice. What a monster. I still think they would have lost, but I definitely think the game would not have been a blowout, and we might have had an interesting game. But again, Sunday, 1 o'clock, for the second straight year in a row, the Ravens blow out the other team. Yes, that was my team they blew out last year. Okay, again, though, another uninteresting game. Then we go to the Packers at the Cardinals. Wow. Same. Early on, this game looked to be another blowout. I think the Cardinals were winning 17-0 at one point. And the Cardinals always had a 2-touchdown lead throughout most of the game. But the Packers just kept fighting and fighting. And this was awesome.
Think about this, though, the Packers were really the number 2 defense.
Yes.
And where the defense just went out the window. Kurt Warner just carved them up. Really, with all due respect, I picked the Packers to win this game, along as a lot of people did.
I actually picked the Cardinals because
Kurt Warner just showed why. First of all, why he is one of the best playoff quarterbacks of all time.
Agreed.
And why he should be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Easily.
Kurt Warner is a great quarterback.
It's amazing that he went undrafted and I think worked at a supermarket at one point. But I actually picked the Cardinals because, like last year, the Cardinals went into the playoffs as a weak team. They got destroyed in New England, like 40-something 0 at one point. And really, I thought that it's the same thing what happened last year. They would gain a lot of momentum in the first game, like they did last year when they beat the Falcons, and then slowly move towards future. So yes, I actually did pick the Cardinals. Oh, I picked the Ravens, by the way. Who did you pick?
I picked the Patriots. Even though I hate the Patriots, come on, you got.
Yeah.
I really still thought they were going to win, even against the Ravens. But that's how it is. But I also got to say that it sucks to be Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, it does. Well, let's see how Brett Favre does. Let's see how 2 years in advance. Actually, not even 2 years. Let's see how great of a decision that was. Okay, then we go to the Jets at the Bengals. Okay, he made a promise that he wouldn't overreact. But yes, as you all know, I did pick the Bengals, and not because I was biased, because I seriously did not think the Jets would win. I mean, the Bengals were kind of like the Cardinals in that they were losing a lot of momentum towards the end of the regular season, but I thought they would bounce back. But for them, the momentum just really hurt them. Cedric Benson had a monster game. I actually had him on my team. He got me like 25 points. He was great. That 50-yard touchdown. What a monster. Everyone, I think finally he found an offense that works for him. I mean, I know people kind of shitted on him his first 3 years. I always thought that wasn't really his fault. I just think he just point blank just didn't work with that organization. He worked well in this game. Bengals, however, again, the Jets were killing them. Weren't they killing them 21-7 at one point? I believe.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, it was 21-7.
Bengals came back. Then, but Shane Graham. I'm not going to say this changed the game because it probably wouldn't have, but he did miss 2 field goals. He did really hurt their momentum. Like, once he missed that second field goal, everyone knew it was over. Everyone knew the Bengals probably could have stopped them, gotten the ball back. We don't know.
And don't forget, Shane Graham is the franchise player. He got the franchise tagged.
He is, but still, fuck, bro. Like, God, that was bad. Not as bad as Neil Rackers, who we did not mention, who completely missed. The ball went shoom. The ball went in almost the other direction. That kick was horrendous. But not much to say. Well, now I'll let him speak his mind.
I promised, and I gotta keep the promise, honestly. But you know what? Really, the New York Jets. I mean, they showed they are a legit team. They can beat teams in the playoffs. Mark Sanchez really showed that he could be a really good quarterback. Sean Green really had a great game. But the player that's not getting enough credit, in my opinion, is Jay Feely, the kicker. Not only did he have to kick the field goals, but unexpectedly, he found out right before the first kickoff by the game that he had to be punting. He never punted once in the NFL. Think about that. He never once punted in the NFL, and he did the punting and the kicking. He definitely deserves to be one of the players of the game. But honestly, the Jets played a great game, in my opinion. They're going to be playing San Diego now, which they have history against of beating them a couple of years ago. If you guys remember that playoff game,
I do.
Right down to the wire. And the Chargers, I'm not saying the Jets will win, but the Chargers are a knowing team to choke in the playoffs under Nerf Turner and under Schottenheimer, the former coach.
So, let's go to quickly, since we have a minute left. Predictions. We have Jets-Chargers. Actually, I'll leave that for last as well. Ravens at Colts.
I'm going to go Colts. Simply just Colts. I'm not going to get into it.
I know the Colts. I know I always say the Colts always choke so badly in the playoffs. It's not even funny. but I still think they're a better team than the Ravens. I'm going to pick the Colts as well. Cowboys at Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one. Pretty simply, just because I know the Cowboys have a lot of momentum, but I think the Vikings are just too good of a team.
You just said it right there. Momentum is the only thing that really matters in the playoffs, and I think the Cowboys are one of the hottest teams in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Ooh, nice. Cardinals at Saints. I'm going to go in a long run here, and I'm going to pick the Cardinals, believe it or not. I look what they did to the Panthers last year when they had that momentum. They have a lot of momentum on them right now. And quite frankly, I've always thought the Saints were a weak, awesome team, like one of the weakest number 1 seed teams. Their defense has been not that great the past few weeks. What do you say?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, that the Saints have one of the best passing
15 seconds.
Saints have one of the best passing defenses in the league. I'm going Saints.
Okay, Jets, Chargers. I'm going to say the Chargers, no offense.
Jets. The middle team all the way. Super Bowl.
I know you have to say it. Okay, I'm Big Red 3, 10.
And I'm Survivor Series 07.